Hi, everyone, and welcome to TWF Impact or Hit. Hi, Joey Styles, Jonathan Coachman, and Aiden English here. And today on Impact or Hit, we're going to have Grayson Waller, who is going to have an open dare to anyone who wants to fight him for the TWF light heavyweight winnings. Joey Styles says, "You got that right," Jonathan Coachman says. You know, Grayson Waller's only had some matches, did not have many matches since he came to the Toy Wrestling Gathering since the 7th month. Jonathan Coachman says, "I'll tell you one thing right now, Aiden English, there's a lot of shift going on here, mostly with the play-by-play teams," Aiden English says, "but we'll get into that, some other time." But I'd like to see who Grayson Waller thinks he's going to fight. Well, here comes Grayson Waller now. Coming to the ring, he is the TWF light heavyweight fighter, Grayson Waller. Alright, Grayson Waller said, "Fuck, I can't stand up." First off, Grayson Waller says, a lot of folks out here might wonder, why would I have an open dare for my TWF light heavyweight winnings, which we all know a lot of folks over the years have won, but not as good as me. I mean, yeah, you had folks that should never been TWF light heavyweight fighters, like Midian, also known as Phineas Godwin, whatever you want to call him. And laughingstock light heavyweight fighters like Xena. Yeah. I mean, come on, a TWF light heavyweight winnings was more than that. And did Andre the Ethel? He won the TWF light heavyweight winnings. So I guess it's more living up to the for TNAW's take on it, where anyone can fight for it then, But I don't care, because I've already beaten Freddy Krueger already 2 times already, so I'll be ready to face whoever they're going to send at me next. And I'm the greatest wrestler who ever came from the Southern land, and you folks all know it. Yeah. Folks know it, Astronomer says. Man, had we not known that you're one of the greatest that you think you're one of the greatest wrestlers who ever came from the Southern land. But I don't know if that's so true or not, Grayson Waller. I mean, yes, there were many wrestlers that came from the Southern land, Grayson Waller. And there were. Yeah. But I wouldn't know I don't think you were the greatest. I mean, we got Buddy Murphy, and he won the WWE light heavyweight winnings once. And you had Rhea Ripley, and she's gone on to do very well for herself, winning the WWE women's and women's world heavyweight winnings, WNXT women's winnings, and WNXT UK women's heavyweight winnings. So I don't really know if you'd be in the same boat with those two, because at least they did something. Hey, you can call yourself the greatest wrestler ever come from the folk for the folk right to the Southern land. That's your own business. But you want to have an open dare for your TWF light heavyweight winnings, by all means, let me do it. My elderling, may I give you a thought of who I think young Grayson Waller should fight? Since he's already beaten Freddy Krueger already 2 times, may we give him a little more of a dare here? Oh, yes, he clipped her. I believe so. So, Grayson Waller, I hope you're not frightened of bloodsuckers. Why would I be frightened of bloodsuckers for? Because you're going to be wrestling Gangrel. Well, can you hear that, Mike? You just heard that, Joey Styles says. Gangrel is going to be fighting Grayson Waller here today. Here today on Impact or Hit. He had about 3 runs in WWE, about 1 run in ECW, 1 off in TNAW. He had time in IWA, the IWA, and WC, and has also spent some time in AEW too. And Joey Styles said, yes, Jonathan Coachman says, everyone knows Gangrel mostly from his 2 diff run in WWF, now between 98 while to 2001 while, Jonathan Coachman said. He didn't really do that much. I mean, he was a leader of the Brood and then the New Brood, and then he mostly fought. He lost more matches than he won. He didn't really win any winnings. Aiden English said it's true that Gangrel never won any strap in his runs in WWF, WWE, or in TNAW, or IAW, or WC, or AEW, that's true, or his run in SW, but he will do something here today, because he is a former TWF even land fighter. Don't forget that. He at least won that when it was a thing, Aiden English says. This match is for the TWF light heavyweight winnings. First, he is Gangrel, and he is from the folk wealth of the Southern land, Grayson Waller. Hold on. Look, Grayson Waller says, I know Halloween or Hell evening or Hell night isn't to like the 10th month, so it's like way too early for you, but to all the bloodsucker folklore, you can't be out in the sunlight, can you? So how can you even be out in the sunlight? Because all bloodsucker folklore says that sunlight next to fire and a wooden stake through the chest to do you folks in. Well, Grayson Waller, as long as we keep away from the sunlight, we can be out. We can be around during the day as long as we keep away from sunlight. Oh! Gangrel just gave him the Impaler. He just gave him the DDT. It's over here, Joey Styles says. It looks like we got a quick match, a quick fight today on Impact or Hit. Jonathan Coachman says, Aiden English says, Gangrel did a cheap shot to Aiden it to Grayson Waller, didn't give him any time to wrestle or fight him. Aiden English says, 1, 2, 3. Ding, ding, ding. Here is your winner and the new TWF light heavyweight fighter, Gangrel. Gangrel has beat Grayson Waller here today on Impact or Hit. And now the man from the folk wealth, or the folk right of the Southern land, now has something to bitch about, Joey Styles says. Yes, he does, Jonathan Coachman says, and he will bitch and rant about it. Most likely to why he had to wrestle a bloodsucker. Well, I tell you one thing right now, Joey and Jonathan, the bloodsucker fighter, Gangrel, whatever you want to call him, Aiden English says, he beat Grayson Waller. A quick win, a quick match here today on Impact or Hit. Well, we know Grayson Waller, he's already going to be bitching and ranting until he gets his another match with Gangrel. Alright? Aiden English says, you could be right about that, Joey Styles says. We'll take it back to Renee Young. Thank you, Joey Styles and Jonathan Coachman. I'm going to be talking to Grayson Waller here today on Impact or Hit. Alright, Grayson Waller, it seems that things didn't go the way you wanted them to go. No, I had an open dare, but I was going to take on anyone with my open dare. I didn't think I'd have to be wrestling Gangrel, also known as the Bloodsucker Fighter. But he hasn't really done anything. He lost more matches than he won. And yeah, he could be in IWA, had many runs in IWA and 3 runs in WWF, WWE, and ECW one-off, a TNAW one-off, and his one-offs in AEW, big deal. So he was a leader of the Brood and the New Brood. I'm going to get him. You know, no way he can pull off being the TWF light heavyweight fighter. So you're saying that you weren't ready for Gangrel, and you're saying that he can't be a good TWF light heavyweight fighter? Yeah, that's what I'm saying there, mate. I'm saying he can't do what I can do. One of the greatest wrestlers to come from the folk wealth or the folk Reich of the Southern Land. And all you folks know it. And I will get my strap back. And I will beat Gangrel or the Bloodsucker Fighter. What is? Anyway, yeah. Oh, yeah. Speaking of that, you're going to be ready for him next time? Like it didn't seem you weren't ready for your match. You weren't ready for your fight. You guess you're going to be ready for him this time? Yeah, I'm going to be ready for him, Renee Young. The asking thing is, will he be ready? Well, that was me talking with Grayson Waller. Back to you, Joey Styles and Jonathan Coachman. Thank you, Renee Young, for talking with Grayson Waller here today on Impact or Hit. And that's all the time we got here for Impact or Hit. I, Joey Styles, Jonathan Coachman, and Aiden English. We hope you like Impact or Hit. And we'll see you tomorrow for Friday Night SmackDown.